George Zimmerman is struggling. You know the man who took the life of Trayvon Martin? This George Zimmerman. He tries to file a lawsuit against the family of Trayvon Martin. So apparently he cannot find work. He is struggling to find a place to live because nobody wants to be connected to the person who took the life of a young black man. Shocking. This is his explanation also for why he is holding little press conferences, signing bags of Skittles, and all these other things. Not the fact that he's racist. But yes, to keep your spirits up, the man is struggling to get anything in life. Because at the end of the day, it does not pay to be a racist. It does not pay to be somebody who took the life of an innocent young black man. And I pray, with everything in my soul, I pray that there's an afterlife, right? Because I want him to pay for everything that he has done. George Zimmerman.
I think we're all pretty familiar with the George Zimmerman case, the Trayvon Martin case. That was a tragic day. I know the family went through a lot with that. I know the community was pissed off about it. We never really officially spoke about it on this side of the internet, but fast forward, he got off, you know, but from what you see, he didn't really get away with it, even though he got away with it. Let's go around with our initial thoughts on the clip. How do you feel about the verdict overall? Let's just start there. I don't want to go too deep into it yet. Let's just start there. Let's go with Rob. Rob.
Peace, man. Of course, I gotta do the right thing. Can't go off crazy like I want to. Especially first of all, shout out to his parents, Trayvon Martin parents. We ain't forget y'all. We ain't forget him. My initial thoughts was that he should have went to prison because, and I don't wish bad on nobody. I think he should have went to prison because the dispatch told him to stop his pursuit. Every time I listen to that situation and I hear the dispatch saying, don't follow, you're not the police, we're going to send the police. He should have been arrested for breaking that law automatically. Second, as a child, and it's not your neighborhood. So following a whole child who had Skittles and a Arizona iced tea in his hand because he had a hoodie and he was walking through the neighborhood, I ain't like that. I ain't like they did the GoFundMe for him. He had all types of money. And then they said after a while, he was still running around waving his gun. So that's a slip on behalf of the justice system. And I don't wish no, you know what I'm saying, ill on nobody. But a lot of time will come around, go around. And that's something that we ain't gonna never forget. And I'm in Florida. We ain't gonna never forget. That hurt. That hurt. It still hurt to this day because at the end of the day, you know, I can't speak for everybody, but I feel like there's a target on black men's backs and the kids. It's a 12-point system and it's a war without saying too much. And that was a time to where killing our people was justified for absolutely no reason.
Coach, what about you?
On the video we just watched,
The video, the trial.
I mean, the video, I don't even understand. It was some dude giving his opinion on something that we never really got to see what he was giving his opinion on. So I don't, it didn't do much for me. The trial, and then everything Rob just said, you know, I agree with Rob.
Sid, what about you?
Well, for the trial, I do, just from me looking into it now, I don't really know what would have motivated him to pursue this lawsuit. He did definitely lose. They dismissed the lawsuit. And just because I have it kind of fresh in my mind, I recently watched a documentary on like frivolous lawsuits. It makes me have parallels to that, where it feels like he might have just been doing that to clear his name or prove a point or something like that. The amount he was asking for also could have been to potentially like, oh, get me back on my feet. But he does have a history of kind of capitalizing on this whole situation that he involved himself in. As if people don't know, like when he was on the phone with the 911 caller, she repeatedly told him like, do not pursue him, but he did anyways. And after that event, he tried to sell the weapon that he used to kill him as an American icon online. He also got in trouble with Twitter for posting pictures of, I believe it was his body. And then he also has had other incidences that got him banned on Twitter. So he just from my perspective, it seems like he probably didn't have the best intentions to commit this lawsuit or to go forward with this lawsuit. To me, it seems like he probably would have done this for A, the money, or B, to control the narrative, make it so it seems like, oh, he's the victim in this situation. But that's just kind of from what I have been reading, not so much from the video. But yeah, this is also an older case. This was in 2022 that the case got dismissed. So I am curious to see if I can find any updates of what he's been up to since then, because that could give some hint at the purpose of this lawsuit, what he was intending to do with it. Because I do know that he doesn't believe he was in the wrong.
My condolences to the family. Shame on anyone who really went out of their way to try to purchase the weapon, because I remember that very vividly. Like he really had the nerve to try to go online and sell that. It was like he was slapping everybody in the face, from the judicial system all the way down to the Black community itself. And stories like this, unless you are one of those people who believe in keeping someone's memory alive, and you want to be a constant reminder that we live in a world where everything isn't what it seems to be, and you need to constantly be with your head on a swivel, then you probably wouldn't understand how impacted people were by this. This case alone had people walking differently for a little bit. I mean, the whole hoodie thing itself, even to this day, when you see that, you think of him instantly. This resurfaced on my explore page, like doing my timeline as I'm scrolling, and I had no idea that he had I didn't even know he had a GoFundMe set up for him. I didn't even know that he was really out here trying to get people to fund his lifestyle after he is the reason why somebody lost theirs. All of it was tragic. All of it was a constant reminder that our justice system needs to be looked at deeper, that they don't really care as much as we would like them to care, that we're not being treated as equal as they say we are. And I really don't feel bad for him at all. He got off easy as far as I'm concerned. This is a part of his atonement to me. And quite frankly, anybody who was still trying to help him out, that's another conversation that needs to be looked into. Let me ask a question. Should anybody feel bad for him? Should anybody feel like he has every right to go and seek resources and call out to the public to help get him back on his feet? Is it our responsibility? Should we have empathy for him?
You want to know something? And really no, but what I noticed over time is the people that do the worst things have the worst things happen to them. Like they go on and on and on, and then when something happened to them, it just throws them. It's just horrible, and you gotta end up protecting them, which is like wild to me. The way he carried on after, I think he had some domestic issues. They said he pulled out his gun a couple times. He sided with the 3Ks or whatever, like all types of stuff. After a while, you know, when you, it's like if you was a gangster, you can't live that life all of a sudden and then be like, hey, I'm telling, or you know what, this is it. I don't, you know what I mean? A lot of times when you do certain stuff, I know they got the Bible, and the Bible says, you know, you repent and give it up, and all of a sudden, but you know, some things, a lot of times you don't come back from. You know what I'm saying? And that hurt, because at the end of the day, regardless of what, he killed a kid. I don't care if it was white, black, purple. You killed a child, and you willingly pursued this child and made sure that you didn't stop till you killed the child, and you felt big about it. So your soul got to be tormented with that, because you ain't pick on nobody your own sex. You got to feel that. You're gonna feel that for the rest of your life. And at the end of the day, because if the justice system didn't drop the ball, then we wouldn't have to be talking about this right now. You know what I'm saying? But the fact that you still walking around willy-nilly, I don't know who gonna fund you, because even right now, you know, they good at hiding in plain sight. But at the end of the day, for him, I don't know if you really just gonna jump behind that.
Yeah, bro. I believe in karma. I believe God's justice will always be better than our justice. Right? You can be passionate and angry, and you can be hurt. Like somebody can do you just all kind of dirty, and you have every right to be angry and upset and want to play vigilante. I mean, that is natural. At the end of the day, we already know that there are just some things that's out of our control. And the fact that he even survived this long after that situation, like, really put it in perspective. You killed a black kid in Florida. You know the stereotypes. You know they already say that we ignorant, that we don't know how to carry ourselves. We don't know how to move strategic. Everything we do is violent, you know, and this pissed off a lot of people. But the fact that you actually lived to see another day, agree to disagree with the sentencing and all that, with you flashy and showboating at the fact that you got away with this, just off the strength that nobody did anything to you after all of this. God definitely kept you, bro. And like, I'm being devil's advocate to say, you could have easily had your life taken. Like some YN, pay him the right amount of money, or just them doing it off the strength that, it was a white person who did such and such. Well, all right, tit for tat. The fact that nobody touched you, to me, I felt proud, and I also felt torn, right? Because people who are stuck on revenge, and you did this to me, so I'm gonna do this to you, they'll feel like you deserve exactly what he got. The other part of me knows that only God can really decide what your permanent sentencing is going to be. That you can get away with whatever you get away with on this planet. The judge can be crooked, your family can be crooked. ICE, we see what ICE just did and what they continue to do. It don't really matter. At the end of the day, we are not the final judge and executioner. So it's like, I'm kind of proud that nobody put hands on them, because they easily could have. Like, it takes a level of restraint, and yeah, you could have it extremely worse, So I mean, I don't feel bad for him. I don't, because as far as I'm concerned, this is light. What bothers me though is you trying to sue the family. How the hell are you trying to sue the family after what you did? Like, how does that shit make any sense?
He also tried to sue in a different lawsuit 2 lawmakers as well around the same time period.
So you that cocky and that arrogant? That means what? You don't have no type of compassion whatsoever at the fact that this. Well, we already knew that when you tried to sell merchandise, that you ain't had no compassion. And even to this day, I guarantee you he still doesn't. You ain't learned your lesson. It's like you're getting a second chance after a second chance. You know how there's people who just do fucked up shit to people, and you don't know how the hell they keep getting away with it. It's like, damn, why they keep on, they're the worst of the worst, but they still be like, God be letting people slide on so much stuff. he don't even really understand, bro. You're giving or getting a chance to redeem yourself. I like to us, to some of us, there is no coming back from that. You can't take back what you did. You took a life. You took a young kid's life, and you got this racist spirit in you. Some people, they cannot separate their personal feelings from how the higher power would look at this. Because to the God, he might think that there's something in him that still needs to be done. There's something in him that he needs in order for someone to see in him something. To us, it's like, man, kill this motherfucker. Man, we don't need this wasted. Get him the fuck out of here. You know? So I don't think he really comprehends